Welcome everybody to another set overview video. In this video, we'll be talking about the other anime monsters that came out in Judgment of the Light.
And the first of our other anime monsters is Dzw Chimeraclad. It is a dark fiend effect monster level 1 with 0 attack and 0 defense.
Its effect is, you can target one number C39 monster you control. Equip this monster from your hand or your side of the field to that target. The equipped monster cannot be destroyed by battle. At the end of the damage step, when the equipped monster attacks an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by battle, you can make the opponent's monster's attack 0, even after this card leaves the field or the monster becomes unaffected by card effects. And if you do, the equipped monster can make a second attack on the same monster in a row.
This card is a great way to deal massive amounts of damage using the various Utopia rays. You can simply attack a stronger monster, not be destroyed by battle, then the opponent's monster's attack will be reduced to 0 and you can attack and destroy it. Also, this effect occurs regardless of who would have won the battle, so if the opposing monster is just simply not able to be destroyed by battle, you can attack for 2 damaging attacks.
Combining this card with other Zexal weapons such as Lightning Blade or Tornado Bringer is a great way to prevent your Utopia Ray from destruction from effects and battle while protecting your Zexal weapons at the same time.
Next we have Salamander. It's a fire spellcaster effect monster level 4 with 1500 attack and 1300 defense.
Its effect is, when this card is normal summoned, you can target one Utopia monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target. You can target one number C39 Utopia Ray V you control. Equip this monster you control to that target. Once per turn, while this card is equipped to a monster, you can detach one Xyz material from the equipped monster, negate the equipped monster's effects, even after this card leaves the field or the monster becomes unaffected by card effects. And if you do, destroy all monsters your opponent controls, and if you do that, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed by this effect.
The optimal use of this card is to use its effect to revive Utopia or Utopia Ray, and then rank up with Barion's Force or Limited Barion's Force, allowing for Utopia Ray V to be summoned that actually has materials, as summoning Utopia Ray V and equipping V Salamander would result in the inability to use V Salamander's second effect. This card's second effect also does not require it to be equipped to Utopia Ray V, so if it manages to get equipped to a different monster, it can still use the destruction effect.
If you do not want to negate your Utopia Ray V's effect, and you have another Xyz monster that's effect you would rather negate for V Salamander's second effect, then you can use the card Tailor of the Fickle in order to change the monster that is equipped with V Salamander.
Next we have Intercept Tomato. It is an earth plant effect monster level 2 with 800 attack and 800 defense.
Its effect is, during your opponent's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard. This turn, any effect damage you take becomes 0. This is a quick effect.
As this card is a quick effect, it can be chained to any non-counter trap. However, this card has been ruled that it cannot be activated during the damage step, so it cannot block card effects activated at that time, such as quick play spells chained to damage.
This card would be a good side against a chain burn deck. After your opponent activates all their burn cards, you can chain your Intercept Tomato in order to receive no damage from those cards. Be cautious though, if your opponent knows what this card does, they will likely only activate one burn card at a time, so you'll have to use your better judgment on when to chain and negate the damage.
Next we have Spell Recycler. It's a dark spellcaster effect monster level 1 with 0 attack and 0 defense.
Its effect is, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Then target one spell card in your graveyard, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, return the target to the bottom of your deck.
This card is great for reusing limited spell cards, especially if you plan on shuffling your deck soon after, and works very well with spell cards that search themselves, such as Spell Power Grasp.
Since Spell Recycler mills one card due to its effect, if you are running more than one, its own effect is a potential way to get others in the grave. Combining this card with Burial from a different dimension will allow you to reuse your Spell Recyclers, since Burial from a different dimension can bring back up to 3 monsters that are removed from the game.
And next we have Xyz Agent. It is a light spellcaster effect monster, level 2, with 900 attack and 300 defense.
Its effect is, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target one Utopia Xyz monster you control, attach this card from the graveyard to it as an Xyz material. You can only use the effect of Xyz Agent once per duel.
While useful for extending the life of your Utopia, as you do not want it to run out of materials, this card can also be used with the various Utopia Rays for their powerful effects.
This card is a great card to have one of in your Utopia build, as you can only use its effect once per duel. Running more than one may up your chances of getting one in the grave, but could very likely become a dead draw further along in the duel.
And finally, we have Schwarzschild Limit Dragon. It is a dark dragon effect monster level 8 with 2000 attack and 0 defense.
Its effect is, if your opponent controls a monster with 2000 or more attack, you can special summon this card from your hand.
This card is very easy to summon and can be used to quickly summon rank 8 Xyz monsters. This card also works incredibly well with a Wingbeat of Giant Dragon, as in all likeliness you can just summon it again. This card can also be used to summon Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, as summoning another monster with at least 2000 attack is relatively simple.
Schwarzschild can also be combined with the deal with Dark Ruler, since you can special summon this card if your opponent has a monster with 2000 or more attack on the field. You can use it as a tribute for a normal summon during the same turn. Since this level 8 dragon was sent from the field to the graveyard, you can then activate a deal with Dark Ruler and special summon a Berserk Dragon from your hand or deck. Welcome to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave your comments below on any of your thoughts on these cards or anything on the video in particular, and we will see you for the next video.
Utopia way.
Utopia way!